What is happening? What is up? Let's see. Is my Santa hat on right? Everybody in the Discord was looking for a Santa hat on me this week, and I had to buy one. My wife picked one up for 99 cents the other day. So, you get what you pay for. It's basically paper thin, but the festiveness is here. Festivus for the rest of us. What is going on? Good morning, Pat. How is it going, my friend? Listen, we're going to dive into some bets, and I'm going to lean heavily on anytime touchdowns. Now, as you can see, I've got my trusty PropsBot.AI app open. I'm going to be using that as a guiding light here, a guiding force in this, but I'm going to, stray away from it a little bit because I have my own picks. I have my own leans. So let's get right to it. Obviously, number one touchdown this week is Derrick Henry. However, before I do actually want to look at too many of these, I do think that we're at the point in the season where we have to consider the weather. So as you can see, I've got the weather pulled up this week, and I just want to see, there was a week, either a week or two ago or something, where I placed some bets, and I'll admit I hadn't checked the weather, and shame on me. I went to check one of my bets, and I saw it was pouring rain and windy or something, and I'm like, well, this receiver bet is probably dead. And I don't think it ended up cashing, but I can't remember exactly what it was. However, that definitely matters when you get into some extreme weather. So just looking through here, I just want to see if there's anything with heavy wind or rain, or like the other day we saw, obviously a couple of weeks ago, we saw the snow game with Buffalo. That obviously affected the game. So want to make sure we're using that in our bets this week. Henry 2+, BWAP. So happy that our boy Python was able to get you in there. And yeah, Henry 2+ this week, I think, is a great play. Obviously, you can see I've got Derrick Henry pulled up on the board here. I mean, 3 times in the last 10 weeks, the guy's hit 2 touchdowns. Hasn't scored in 2 weeks here. So you could say he's quite due. But yeah, I think Derrick Henry is a great play. Probably my favorite play. However, it's what do we got? A -250 right now is the best odds you can get on BetAG. Look at Caesars, -470. That's insanity. Some of these sites will have rushing touchdowns. I think Flip is one that has them. But yeah, look at this. You're not even getting this on the pick'em books either. Underdog, PrizePicks, not even giving it to us. So guys, if you're wondering real quick, before I jump too far into all the plays and everything, this is PropsBot.AI. It is a new native iOS and Android app. It will be hitting the app stores hopefully this week, God willing. We submitted for approval on Friday. I have pinned the link here. Look at this. That's me. I pinned the launch list in the chat. You just go up, sign up for free. All you have to put in for sure is your email address, and that'll, 1, get you a discount when it comes out, and 2, it'll get you the notification. As soon as we get approval, I'm going to send out an email, let you guys know it's live, let you guys know. I'll probably throw some extra discount things in there, a couple of extra little thank yous, incentives kind of thing in there. And that way you don't miss out when it first launch. So please sign up. And if we get a certain amount of signups today, even at the end of this video, I'm just going to give away some cash as a way to say thank you guys for your constant support, because I do truly appreciate it. So as I said, Derrick Henry, 2+ touchdowns is in play today for sure. I think there's a couple of times that we go that route, and I know the Giants aren't the best matchup at all by any means, especially not through the air, but they're actually pretty weak on the ground. And let me see if I can pull this up here. I've already got this open. I just wanted to see. I didn't even look this up, but I know that they're a little weaker on the ground. Yeah, look at this. Top half, well, basically bottom half of the league in touchdowns allowed to the running back position at 0.77 per game. When you're talking Derrick Henry, I think that you can throw this by the wayside a little bit. What are they? How much of a favorite are they? Hold on 1 second. Actually, I should have had FanDuel open. My apologies here. Let me make sure I'm in FanDuel here. Of course, we've got to authenticate the app here. Well, that's not going to work, is it? All right, you know what? I'm just going to open it up, but I'm not going to sign in. Well, that is an epic failure that I've just had here. All right, this will get us what we need here. I can't log in because I'm using my phone, obviously, with the PropsBot, because it is a beautifully native iOS and Android app. But where do we got? I'm looking for the Giants here. Ravens are 16.5-point favorites on the road. So it's really like 19.5. Yeah, thank you, Pete. Holy smokes. Yeah, when you see that, guys, you don't have to overthink it. Play Derrick Henry to score a touchdown. Parlay it with the Ravens money line, maybe Ravens -7 or 6.5 or something. You might be able to get like a -143, something like that out of it. But yeah, he's a beast. Obviously, we can see his season hit rate is 84.62% on the anytime touchdown. You guys don't need to hear it from me to play him. Let's keep going here. Saquon Barkley is the next highest guy here. So you know what? Let's just start throwing these guys into parlays here. As I said, this is the Anytime Touchdowns show. Anytime Touchdowns, guys, if you're new to betting, if you're new to, betting the Anytime Touchdown market, it's a ton of fun, but super volatile, super risky. Saquon Barkley, a guy that's a high probability to score touchdowns every single week, constantly gets vultured by Jalen Hurts. I saw a stat this weekend. I think I shared it with the members in Discord that Saquon Barkley has been tackled like 11 times inside or at the 1-yard line this year, leading to like 8 Jalen Hurts touchdowns. It's so ridiculous because those all could have easily, the pendulum could have swung back to Saquon scoring on all those. So, that happens. That's always a risk when we're betting on a guy like Saquon Barkley with Jalen Hurts there in the backfield with him. But let's see. So let's throw Saquon in one. And, oh man, you know what? I need to just slide this over the tiniest bit here so I can go back and forth. There we go. And let's look at these 16.5-point disgusting favorites. Holy smokes. That's a game that you're watching if you're a Ravens fan and a Cowboys fan and that's it. Because that is not a game we need to be watching. All right, so we've got Saquon Barkley. Obviously, there's the risk for a Jalen Hurts touchdown. I don't hate the idea of playing both these guys. Pittsburgh's not the best matchup here, as they are the 10th lowest I'm seeing versus the run. Let's see if this could, you know what? Let's check this. All right, so slight chance of rain doesn't really do much for him. I mean, Derrick Henry, you don't really need to check the rain for running backs as much because there's not much that's really going to affect them. It's really more of the passing game. Like this game is a game I'll be talking about in a minute. This is a game, obviously, that I want to see high scoring. Looks like they're in a dome. All good there. So yeah, this is what we're going to use to make sure that we don't step on any landmines. Look at that Colts landmine potentially. 21-mile-per-hour winds. I think that leads me to another play that I'll look at in a minute with you guys, all right? But first, before I get too far ahead, let's continue down this path of building out this anytime touchdown slip. These are going to be the more favorited guys. Obviously, the PropsBot likes it, as you can see by the confidence score. Confidence score is a combination of the data and the odds it's pulling. So it combines the two, does a bunch of math and formulas on the OpenAI software, the same stuff that ChatGPT is built on. And then it spits out a confidence score. Obviously, touchdowns are volatile. So, the highest confidence score is still only a 0.57. But, running backs are clearly favorited on here. And that kind of makes sense as they are the most predictable guys to score. But let's keep going. So the next one we got is Joe Mixon. And this is a great game here. We've got Houston and Miami playing in the dome. Where is that Houston and Miami game? I don't know what time anybody's playing. I didn't even realize the Colts. Oh, no, they are a 1:00 game. I thought they were. Okay, so the Colts are a 1:00 game this week. I got some bad info about the time that game starts. But now I see that they are 1:00, which is good. So I got to make sure I'm ready. Joe Mixon, -200 on FanDuel. Obviously, you can see the PropsBot has us getting the best odds always at a -180 on DraftKings. Still something you want to parlay. But you know what this week, guys? I'm going to give you a little hint. Just parlay everything with the Ravens. The Ravens money line is a great juice cutter this week, especially when you only need a tiny bit of juice cut. So if we go down and just parlay it with this, you know what? I'll build that one out in a minute of just like a Joe Mixon. It might not get you low enough, but maybe do like look at that. Maybe it'll get you down to like a -155, -160, something like that. Let's keep going here. So we've got Joe Mixon next. And as you can see already on the board, Chuba Hubbard. Chuba gets Dallas, and Dallas has been poor against the run, ranking 27th in fantasy points allowed per game versus opposing running backs. Where are we looking here? Dallas and Carolina. You really could play both running backs in this game. I'm not going to lie to you. This could be a very easy slip you could roll out for a +792. I think FanDuel has some boost going. Especially on touchdown bets on the touchdown market. You could just throw this in there, and I think you have a very high probability of success. Obviously, take that with a grain of salt, but let's just throw Chuba in here, and we're going to go right down the line, and we're just going to trust the AI. We're going to trust that the AI knows better than we do, and we're going to go with the last play, which is James Conner here. Now, this game is kind of an ugly game, but James Conner to get in the end zone. Let's see how New England's looking. Middle of the road, 15th. What do we got for weather for this game? Again, I don't think weather matters as much when you're talking about the ground game, but look at this game the other day. The weather wasn't great, 12-6. What a stinker that was if you were trying to bet, build parlays out. Does anybody go out and build huge under parlays? Because I know I usually don't, but this would have been the game to do it in. So let's see, what weather games do we have to stay away from or be cautious of? You know, I see a lot of people on the Jets passing game because of the delicious matchup against the Jags. However, look at that weather, not the best weather. Slight chance, so it might end up being dry. 14 miles an hour is not terrible, but it could get dicey if it gets a little windy and rainy, and that could crush a lot of slips. So, you know, this is a matchup I totally get it. I can see it. It's just not where I went this week. But if you like that, obviously you can use PropsBot. You could just go over here, find the Jags and the Jets, and there you go. The highest touchdown play from this game is Breece Hall. I see a lot of people on Devontae Adams this week. I think those are the two favorite plays I'd have from this game for sure. We've got guys like Tank Bigsby, Braylon Allen, and all the odds are displayed right here on the screen, guys. I mean, if there's any lag with it, it's just the screen because on here it is crisp. It is so crisp. I mean, this is the anytime touchdown market. Obviously, we've got all these different markets you can use here. You just scroll through and click them. But let's stay focused on the anytime touchdown market for this week. And we've got a slip built out. And I believe I already put this in the Discord this morning because I went through and did the same thing using the app. It's just that simple, guys. You literally can just pick the top plays and give yourself a good chance of success. Now, I do think there's some merit to scrolling past some of these guys. So let's do that next. But before I do that, what I wanted to do is I just wanted to keep a guy like maybe Joe Mixon. And you could get better odds for Joe Mixon. We already saw that. But if you want to throw Joe Mixon in here, what is it going to be, like a minus 180 or something? It's not going to be enough, unfortunately, with that Ravens game. Oh, that's next week. I was going to say the Bills play New England next week. You could do, yeah, it's not going to get you minus 172. I thought minus 180. So do something like this. Go to the Ravens. Go to alternate spread. Just do the Ravens minus 6.5 or something. There you go. That's a very nice minus 119 with Joe Mixon right there, guys. Hopefully this is not too zoomed out for you. You guys will have to let me know in the chat if you can or cannot see it. Let me know how it looks. But look at this. Joe Mixon and the Ravens minus 6.5 is a minus 119. That's fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. That is fantastic. But it's not even my favorite play here. Wait, can I do it? All right, perfect. That's a little bit better. Hopefully that's better for you guys there at home. I mean, let's go to the Derrick Henry play. Do they have Derrick Henry rushing on here? Oh, I should have just stayed where I was. Jabroni. What a silly. Nope. That's next week. I scroll right past it constantly. So we've got Joe Mixon. Chuba Hubbard's solid. Let's look at this one, though. What do we get there? Minus 173, not enough. Can we do rushing touchdowns here? What about the 2+, though? Look at that. You're not getting anything doing Ravens minus 6.5 there. Literally nothing. What about rushing touchdowns? Can I get that on here or no? No, we can't. Most rushing yards in the game, minus 500. Yeah, makes sense. So there's nothing in here you could do really with it. It's not going to get you enough on here for the anytime touchdown. Derrick Henry first touchdown, I think, is interesting too. I wish it was a little bit better odds, but that is a great juice cutter this week. Ravens minus 6.5. Use that in some of your parlays, or just do a money line with 1 or 2 plays. But, you know, obviously the more plays you get, the more legs you add, the riskier it gets. Let's take a look at one more anytime touchdown parlay here, but just building it out with some of these other favorites, but not the guys that are super, super juiced. So David Montgomery is a minus 166 on BetMGM. You can see that. So we're getting taxed a little bit here on FanDuel, but for the sake of simplicity, I'll just stay here. We've got Josh Jacobs. Oh, and Gibbs is going to be there. I might skip Gibbs just so we don't have 2 from the same game. Although, honestly, if I really had a pick, I think I'd probably pick Gibbs as my touchdown guy this week. So let's do Gibbs. Let's do Jacobs. Where are the Packers here? I actually like Charbonnet this week too, but I think the most likely guy is Jacobs here. Achan's always in play. We could do Mixon. Let's do, I'm going to talk about this game in a minute. Obviously, you can see got the Colts swag on. I have a good take on this game now after seeing the weather. Nope, we're not going to do Saquon. Who else did we want to do? We had Jacobs, Gibbs. Where's Detroit? Detroit and Buffalo is a 4:00 game. I know that one. Let's see. Montgomery. Nope, not Montgomery. Gibbs. And let's keep going. We got Chase. There's the first receiver. Your top-ranked receiver on the board to score a touchdown is Jamar Chase this week. And you could see why. But I think you could also play Chase Brown. So look at this. You're getting a minus 135 either way. Pick your poison. How does this game weather look? That could sway me one way or the other. Chance of rain, 13 mile an hour. Not terrible. Not a great matchup. I mean, I think I'd go Jamar Chase there. Let's stick to the script here. Oh, look at that. Chase Brown's next anyways. Guess it doesn't matter. I'm going to go Chase. Look, there's Charbonnet. Let's go Dowdle and Hurts. I like it. Rico and Hurts. Dowdle gets the worst rushing defense in the league this week. And you're not going to hear me complain about that matchup. And this is just the guy diving forward across the pylon. That's a plus 1447. EA Jack. Look at this guy. Hold on, EA Jack. Let me see this, buddy. Look at this. So we got Josh Jacobs, Jamar Gibbs, Jamar Chase, Jamar Chase, Rico Dowdle, and Jalen Hurts. That's a plus 1424. The odds are already getting worse for us. Sergio, my friend, welcome from the Discord. Miami, Bills, Browns, Steelers, money line. Thoughts? Let's see. Miami on the road. I haven't really given a lot of thought to who's going to win. I'm just player prop mode the whole time. Miami's desperate. They need a win. I think they have like an 11% chance right now to make the playoffs. Houston's clinging the division lead over my Colts. I mean, I almost lean just the home team, but it really is a pick'em game, honestly. I don't think there's a huge edge is what I'll say, Sergio. Let me look at the Bills. Man, you want to pick all these tight games, my friend. Browns? I don't like it. Listen, the Chiefs have been eking out wins left and right, but I don't think the Browns is where they lose, even in Cleveland. I just don't yet. I haven't looked at their schedule coming up, but I just don't know if this is the one they lose here coming up. I don't know. Letdown spot maybe after the division battle last week against the Chargers, and they doinked it in. I don't know. I don't like it, Sergio. Doesn't mean it's wrong. Doesn't mean I'm right. I just wouldn't go there necessarily. Pat says, Cincy, Commanders, Vikings. Commanders I like. Who do the Vikings play? Shame on me. Can't even think of who they play this week. Oh, they're the Monday night part of the doubleheader. Yeah, that's probably pretty decent. And then Cincy. Cincy was up here. They play. I could get behind that. I think honestly, I'd be fine throwing the Chiefs into that. Truly. I'd be fine throwing the Chiefs. I'd stay away from this Colts-Broncos game. Just don't feel great about it on either side. Now I got you, Jack. Could you look at a few teams for me, Hulk? I like a few offenses. Receivers from Chicago, the Giants, Vegas, Miami. You know what? I don't even know. Can I? Yeah, okay. I have to go game by game. Okay. I don't know if I could add them. So Chicago, let's start right at the top, Jack. And I got you. Appreciate you, my friend, for the money that you don't need to send me, but I truly, truly appreciate it. I'm just happy you guys are here. That's all I care about. You guys are here. You know what? What is that game doing at the very end? There we go. Right after the games, they're a little out of order. Wonky. We just submitted for approval for this app, by the way, guys. So I'm pretty stoked, pretty excited. Why can't I find the Bears here? Chicago. Where is Chicago here? Oh, they're Monday night. What a dope I am. I'll do Monday night next. Let's go to the Giants. Where are the Giants? There we go. The Giants offense, I think, I see people on Tyrone Tracy. It's just, if you're going to play Tyrone Tracy, all right, everybody got this one. I'm going to close it out. If you're going to play Tyrone Tracy, I think you have to play like his receiving prop. I think you have to find a way to include his receiving prop in there because where are the Ravens? Ravens. There we go. Because they're going to be down most of the game, more than likely, right? I mean, listen, stranger things could happen. This is interesting potentially. The Neighbors play. Let's take a look at Neighbors here. The Neighbors play is interesting. He hasn't scored in a while. So I wouldn't do touchdown for him. Let's do receiving yards. So there's Neighbors receiving yardage right there. I mean, that's a play because they're going to be down all game and throwing. Tyrone Tracy. Let's take a look at Tracy's receptions here, or his receiving prop. All right, so that's touchdown. Did I go back? Oh, it probably resets when I go back out. Let's go to receiving yards. Look at his last 3 weeks here. So Tyrone Tracy's receiving yards, I don't know if you guys can see that enough, but it's 28, 33, and 38. So that's not bad. I mean, that doesn't look too bad. You could do something like this. If we think they're going to be playing from behind all game, something like that, little plus 353. So, Jack, that's what I'm looking at with the Giants. I don't want to spend too much time on each one because you did want me to look at a bunch of them. So let me take a look here. Vegas for me is Bowers. Can I just type Vegas? I don't even know. It's risky trying these things on stream. I probably can't, right? No, I didn't think so. I didn't think it would. Nor do I really feel like I need it, but, maybe in the future. Let's see here. Where is Vegas? Do they play tomorrow night too? I'm screwing this all up. Let me look at another one I know plays today. Miami, I know plays today. Let's look at Miami and Houston. That's going to be a good game, guys. There's shootout potential here. If you're in the Discord, we've got a couple of Nico plays here and a little Tyreek Hill love on the other side too. So we've got Nico. That's his last 5 games. That's his last 10. Obviously, the line set at 89.5, but you can get it at an 88.5 on Caesars. So it's not a huge value, but look at 87.5 on FanDuel. Bet Rivers and Bally Bet sometimes have weird stuff going on with their thing, but I don't think a ton of people use them. And look at even PrizePicks and Underdog has it at 89.5. So those aren't bad. If you're going to play it, if you're on the DFS apps, play it over there. But as far as since you asked for Miami's offense, Achan's always in play. Never going to tell you Achan is not in play. He's great. I don't know why I'm not on him this week. Honestly, it just kind of went in another direction and tried to keep my pool small. Yeah, Bet Rivers and Bailey are always doing weird things. Bovada, 67.5. So, guys, I know a couple of the members in the Discord play on Bovada. You're getting a good little discount there. It's only 4 yards, but 4 yards could matter. Look at this. I mean, when you really get down into it here. So, if you want a parlay piece for this too, it looks like a 60 is nice for Tyreek Hill. That's a decent little parlay option. But as far as their offense goes, this could turn into a shootout or it could be like a close 21-17 game. So I think I'd play the Tyreek Hill play. I obviously like Nico Collins a lot this week. The other thing I liked for Nico was his longest reception, which, I mean, look at that, guys. You don't get much better than that. Look at, boop. I mean, the app is just so fun. I gotta be honest. I'm like a proud dad here. But Jack, I'll look at the other ones. Rushing Baltimore and Minnesota. Yeah, Aaron Jones is a great play for Minnesota. I already talked about Henry. I love Derrick Henry. Let's see here. So let's go to tomorrow, right? Because don't some of those teams play tomorrow? Yeah, Vegas, Minnesota. Go with Aaron Jones here. And I like his rushing and receiving, actually. So Aaron Jones, where's his rushing? I mean, guys, if you can't tell, like, it's just so easy for me to navigate, even while I'm doing this with, like, the app up in the air. Guys, I haven't said anything. Richie, oh, my gosh, I'm behind in chat. Guys, I'm just answering our boy EA Jack because he asked a ton of questions. My man has some good questions out there. I just want to make sure that he gets his guiding forces that he needs here. But you're sharp enough, Jack. You don't need that. You already know what to do. But, like, let's see. Can we get it in the 70s at all? 70s anywhere? Nope. All 84 and 83. Wow, little PrizePicks value. Just a little bit. 83. Usually they're a little bit higher. Flips 84. So not bad. I like the rushing and receiving, though. I do. I like the rushing and receiving if you're going to go that route for Aaron Jones. All right. I'm rolling Chiefs, Cincy, Baltimore. I like it. I like it. I mean, the Chiefs scare me a little bit, Pete, because you've seen how they've been winning, but I just don't think this is the week. Sergio, I trust in the bot. Listen, my friend, me too. I'm just going to trust that the bot knows better. Can it lose? Will it lose? Absolutely. Absolutely. It's going to lose sometimes, all right? Sometimes it's going to lose. Highest rated play for Monday Night Football. Often the quarterbacks are ranked pretty high here. But Kirk Cousins we've got. Got a little love for Kirk Cousins. Interesting. These are all anytime touchdowns, by the way, Hulk. Oh, okay. Bijan is the #1 touchdown prop for Monday night, Jack. Bijan Robinson and then Aaron Jones, which kind of makes sense. I mean, honestly. And then look at if you're like, oh, it always suggests running backs. The running backs obviously have a high probability of touchdowns. A receiver needs something else to happen. Obviously, this is oversimplified, but a receiver needs a lot to go right for them to score a touchdown. Okay. That's why the odds for every receiver are always higher. They're always in the plus odds pretty much, except for like CD last year when he was scoring every single game. But like that's a much less probability of success than running backs. So obviously it's going to like the running backs. However, it obviously doesn't always just put running backs ahead because look at this. We've got JJ and then DeAndre Swift. So there is some smart logic going on behind the scenes, my friends. There is some smart logic there, and I can't give it out to you, but it's there. It's doing its thing. Trust in the bot, all anytime touchdown. Richie, my friend, catching a live show. Richie, look at you with your nice suit, looking fresh. Good to see you, Richie. I appreciate you being here, man. Like this is great. As I said, guys, I've been saying it in the Discord. I've been saying it in the Discord for weeks. I'm like, I know I've been kind of slacking on the live shows and the videos in general, but it's because I was working. Clearly, guys, I promise you I was working hard, too hard. And now that this is like here, look, I can't even get, there we go. Now that it's here, I'm going to be doing live shows. I told everybody, I'm like, you're going to be sick of me. You guys are going to be sick of me. Just speed run it, Hulk. No need to waste time on a deep explanation. Yeah, I know. I got you. I can't help myself. You know that. T, good morning, Terry. Hit the like button, y'all. Terry's doing it for me. Guys, do me a favor. Real quick. Actually, I don't want to not have the app up there. My goodness. Do me a favor. Hit the like button. Drop a comment. You guys are already commenting. This is great. This has been so much fun. I love these so much better. We're going to get into a couple more plays still. Don't worry. But I want to tell you guys, I pinned it to the chat. Sign up for the PropsBot. It's completely free. Just get your name on the list so I can send you an email, send you a discount code when it's launched so you guys don't miss out. Let's get that up to like, let's get 10. Can we get, what do we got? 70 people across the two platforms. Let's get to 50, 40 people on the list or something like that. I think that's about 15 to 20 more we need. And I'm going to give somebody $50 right off the list. I'm just going to pull a name off the list and send somebody some cash. But we got to get there, okay? You guys got to do me a favor and get there. Crypto, what is up, my friend? Throw up the U, Crypto Dread. I love seeing all the people from Discord in here, though. Meyer in Vegas. Mayor. The tight end could be sneaky. Seems to get targets from Ritter. That's interesting, Pete. That's interesting. You're right, because we got to change that quarterback. By the way, how long is O'Donnell out for? Is he out for the season? It was like a shoulder, right? It was that late hit. And he wasn't playing bad. You hate to see it. You hate to see it anytime, but he wasn't playing bad. Aiden O'Connell. How long is he out for? Aiden O'Connell is questionable. Is he really questionable? Oh, it was a knee that he hurt. Okay. Wow. So he could potentially play. He probably won't. Knee. Quarterbacks could get away without a knee. Okay. But anyways, it'll be interesting to see. Oh, he's out for the season? T, is that true? What did I just read then? Are you sure, T? Look at this. Let me pull this up here. Bloop. Aiden O'Connell knee, questionable. Yeah, the Saints know Derek Carr. That's a smash for Washington. Well, these are all the injuries. All right. Well, I thought it was just going to give me the one I looked for, but I don't know. Maybe that's not right. Maybe he is out for the season. Yeah, Patrick, unless it's Jamar Chase this year. Yeah, you already know. Jamar Chase is last year's CeeDee Lamb. So for the Colts, I mentioned the Colts. Let's jump right to the Colts. Okay. I don't want to lose too much track. All right. And then I'm going to talk about this game right here. Okay. We're going to talk about this game. I'm just going to focus on a few games real quick. This one, I'm not even really focused on the game too much, but here we go. There it is. There it is right there, ladies and gentlemen. This, where is it? Where'd they go? This right here equals this, okay? I also like Jonathan Taylor, don't get me wrong, but we're getting a plus 195 here. I love how the app tells me the best odds here, not the worst, because I was a little concerned because I don't think I explicitly said that when I was telling the team. I was like explaining what we wanted. But look at this. This, a plus 200 almost for this bulldozer of a human being. I like it. If this game gets close, you know he's going to tuck that sucker and run. I like this. I really do. So I think Anthony Richardson is in play today for a touchdown. And I think you could throw him in a parlay with Taylor, although I don't know how many touchdowns this game gets. I do think it ends up being a little bit a lower scoring game. But because it's going to be clear and everything, but this wind right here, this wind could lead me to believe that they, actually, it really does speak a little bit more to Jonathan Taylor too. What's his prop at for rushing attempts? I don't know how effective he'll be. 19.5 is high, but guys, that's interesting. 19.5 rushing attempts. I mean, look at that game log here. Interesting. I think that I have some interest in this. A minus 112 on Ballybet here. See, sometimes Ballybet is fine. Look at that. Their Bet Rivers and Ballybet are fine there. Fliff minus 130. I like this line. I don't know if I like it enough where I'm going to throw a bet on it at the end, but I actually do like this line. If I think of it, I might take a little action on this because, I don't know what that projection is saying. All janky. It's all jacked up. As I said, guys, these third-party projections are sometimes spot on and sometimes they're a little bit off, and that's fine. It's just a piece of the puzzle. I don't use them all the time. Sometimes when I think that they're aligning with what I'm thinking, I do, though. Let me see what his rushing yards are at. See, I think it's obviously a tough matchup against, against Denver. I could just do Control F. There they are. Yeah, allowing 77, but look at the attempts. They're a little higher in attempts. Teams are trying to run the ball a little bit. Well, a little bit higher than where they were on the rushing yards. How many yards per carry they average? I mean, when you're talking about a guy like Taylor, though, wow. Not great. Not great, Bob. Targets out of the backfield. Do the Broncos, are they soft on anything? And you can't throw the ball, obviously, around Surtain. Does Surtain take Michael Pittman? If I was the Colts, I'd say put Pittman out there and let Surtain cover him all game and then throw the ball to Downs. If Downs is playing, I haven't even seen, and Pierce all game. I'd be fine with that. Broncos, a little bit more receiving, though. Interesting. What's his receptions at? Not great. I don't have targets. But he doesn't get, listen, I watch every Colts game. He doesn't get a ton of targets out of the backfield. No, his targets pretty much align with his receptions. He never misses a ball, but he also doesn't get the ball thrown to him that much. So I think maybe the play, if there's a play here, over 1.5. It's not bad odds, though, for him just to catch 2. You know what? I think the play is just anytime touchdown for him or Richardson. I like that we're getting that plus odds here. That's not bad. Caesar's a minus 110. FanDuel's also plus odds there. Wow, some of these sites are a little taxy at a minus 110. Yeah, I think this is interesting. I also think that you could look at Anthony Richardson for a touchdown. Let's go over and let's look at my second favorite game of the week, truly, is this one right here. And I think you could build out a little anytime touchdown parlay onslaught here by just going in here, doing touchdowns, do him, Achane, and Nico. Plus 582. Listen, I'll be honest and say I wish it was a little bit higher. I wish we were getting a little bit better value on some of these. You could roll this out and not be too upset about it. I think Tyreek could obviously get in the end zone this week. He's a guy I'm on, but I'm more on his receiving yardage prop than I am him to score a touchdown. Again, guys, touchdowns are just volatile. Any love for a Bijan TD? Yeah, Errol, what's up, buddy? How you doing? I talked about him a minute ago. I had him pulled up. He is the #1 touchdown prop according to PropsBot.AI for Monday night. So definitely some love for him. Definitely some love. I think Bijan has a good matchup and obviously could score Monday night. I'll probably include him more in my DGen parlays that we're going to build out, of course, because we've got a doubleheader on Monday night. We've got to build out a double game parlay for sure. Much better than building out an SGP there. You got a little more options to choose from. So I think this is interesting. I think you could roll out Achane and Nico Collins here for touchdowns. If you want the safer play, obviously this is the safer play, safer by rolling out these two guys right here, Achane and Joe Mixon. Obviously we've got Mixon as the top projected guy. Wow, and Achane's touchdowns? Where's Achane? You know what? I think I have a confession. I think Achane is not showing up because of his apostrophe in his name. Sometimes it gives the API some trouble. So that is something I'm going to look at and fix. We're building out a whole thing for like these problematic names, potentially guys with like hyphens and apostrophes in their names, or guys like, who was that Carolina receiver that changed his name a couple of times? Well, we had Ocho Cinco. That would have caused the API to go into a tizzy when the guy went from Chad Johnson to Ocho Cinco. And then Roby Anderson, right? Roby Anderson changed his name to, was it Precious or Truth? He changed the name to something like that. Touchdown Anderson? I can't remember guys, what did Roby Anderson change his name to? I don't remember what it was, but it was something. Touchdown Anderson? I don't know. The pick for Kittle's receiving yards being a 2-unit play was on point. Errol, I wish it was a 10-unit play, right? Like, I just knew it too. Now, I do think, watch this, Errol, I do think next week, the line, unless he has a terrible matchup or terrible weather, something comes up that changes it, I think we see Kittle's line at like a 62.5, 64.5, maybe something like that, where it's getting up there, where it's no longer free. What did we play it at last week? Not this past weekend. We played, or Thursday night or whatever. We played it at like 49.5, 52.5, something like that, something silly. Rico for a TD. So by the way, guys, this game, in case you don't know, I think this game has massive shootout potential. If you're going to parlay it, I think you could also, this is the touchdown show. I'm going to try to stay focused for the most part, but I think you could absolutely look at Tua's line. Holy smokes. I think you could look at these longest pass props. And I think you could look at something like a 250, 225 plus. Just real quick. I'm riffing here. We're going to riff. Can I riff? I don't know what movie that's from, but it's from something. Can I riff? Maybe like an 80 plus for Nico, although his line, you might as well play his line at that point, and 70 or 60 plus, something like that. And then honestly, if you really want to get a nice little juicy play here, you've got to throw in a touchdown play. But go like this. Not bad. If you want to just keep it safe for touchdowns, again, safe in quotes, something like that. But I think this game has some good shootout potential. I also think if you really want to look at it, do Nico like 120 or Tyreek like 100 plus, something like that to really give yourself some better odds. But Rico, Terry wants to know, Rico for a TD. Yes, Rico for a TD. Great matchup today. Let's just go ahead and type in our boy Rico. Suave. Anytime. Who was the other guy there? There's another Rico? I didn't know that. Make sure you guys play the right Rico. Sorry to shout at you like that. Let's see what best odds we can get is a -125. Look at that, guys. It shows you the best odds right here. So if you're out here, you never even need to go into this screen. If you're like, I want to look at Rico and I want the best odds on a play. Done. Literally type his name in and you're done. Just hit the button. Type his name in, you're done. Place it on DraftKings. That's it, guys. It's that simple. All right. It's that simple. And then if you want to look at it more and you're like, hey, I don't have DraftKings, that doesn't help me. Well, we've got you covered there too. Caesars -150. No good. FanDuel -135. Okay. Hard Rock -140. ESPN -140. Fliff -145. And Bovada -125. Matching DraftKings. All right. So Bovada's right there with DraftKings. So yes, Rico touchdown is in play. Roby something. Changed his name to Chosen. T-Sox. I'm sending you coffee, T-Sox. And you have to let me. Chosen Anderson. That's right. APIs do not like those names. Anderson are chosen. Listen, they do not. APIs would not do well with these name changes. So I need to fix that, and I will. All right, let's go to the favorite game of the week, right? I mean, come on. I'm so thankful that the Colts are a 1 o'clock game. Wait, why does this say 4:25? What time is the Colts game? Is it 4? Oh, big bummer. Big stinking bummer. I wanted to be able to watch this game in peace. I wanted to be able to just watch this game. All right, so we got Montgomery. Wait. No, do I want that? First touchdown. We've got first touchdown odds here. I don't know what Wind Creek is. I don't know what Wind Creek is. I'll be honest and say I'm not sure what Wind Creek is, but Wind Creek seems to always have the best, all these books. What's Wind Creek? Can we look it up together? If you guys will let me, if you guys will allow me to do this. Sports betting in Bethlehem? Where is this? Oh, 4-star hotel. Wind Creek in Bethlehem, PA. There it is. We've got Wind Creek apparently. Sergio, it's Kismet. We're meant to be best friends, Sergio. I want to ask you, though, no longer? No longer, my friend? We need you. We don't have enough of us. We need you to be the Colts fan. Come back to us. It's an exciting time again. We're back a little bit. Am I crazy? And is this saying, all right, so the times go upward. That's it. The times go up. Silly. Nonsensical, if you ask me. This is not the game I meant to click into, though. Let's go to the game of the week. All right. No doubt about it. The game of the week. Touchdown props. You could just call it right there. Sonic and Hedgehog. Sonic and Hedgehog. There it is. Or not Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic and what the heck's his name? Tails. Sonic and Tails. Tails and Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog. That was a game when I was a kid. That tells you how old I am. Guys, I mean, come on. I guess these would be the favorites right here, right? To score touchdowns. I would probably jump over James Cook. I don't know. These are probably the favorites. But my goodness, guys, there's a lot of options. Don't play 3 from Detroit unless you're a true degenerate, because then you're hoping for like a Rams-Bills game from last week. So, I mean, this is a good play right here. My favorite is really Jahmyr Gibbs, especially if you're going to give me a little bit of a discount here. I think that's interesting. I also think this is not bad. Plus 1,000 here, basically. But let's just take a look. Let's see. You know what? Let's just lean in on the PropsBot. What do you got for us, PropsBot? All right. Obviously, no surprise there. James Cook gets a sweet custom one. Now, yep, PropsBot's agreeing with all these things. Amari Cooper. Oh, look at this. Now, PropsBot has a little bit of a different thought. Amari Cooper might be the play. Guys, is Amari Cooper the play now? Because on FanDuel, lower odds than Laporta. But here we've got Cooper jumping Laporta. I am going to just play that strictly. This is what I'm going to play. I'm going to play this strictly based on this. Okay, small unit. Don't go crazy, guys. This isn't like an official play. I'm going to play it, though. Oh, Knuckles. What's Tails? Was Knuckles later, Pat? That must have been like the, the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 or something game. I only had the first one, I think. But Knuckles, yes, that makes more sense than Tails, the girl, right? I think Tails was like the smaller one, and Jahmyr Gibbs is by no means a small individual. I think I'm going to play Cooper today, just based off this. We've got a little bump for Shakir, too. So not both of them, maybe, but like, I'm going to have to go back to this video when I see Amari Cooper score a touchdown today, because we're getting that little bit of value right there. And I'm going to lean on the, oh, it's a tie. Oh, dang it. That's a tie. That's no fun. Whatever. I'm going based off of the listing. Amari Cooper. All right. Don't stifle my excitement now just because it's a tie. I didn't see that it was a tie. Then you got Shakir. Okay, Shakir over Jameson. That's an interesting one. All right, so we've got Amon-Ra, I think, is a good play this week. I think he's in a good spot. I actually think that the Bills get ahead in this game. And if they do, we've obviously already got that play cooking for the week. But if they do, Amon-Ra could explode. Let's just take a look at Amon-Ra's. Let's start with his receiving yardage prop. Perfect. The number one receiver in this game is Amon-Ra, then Jameson Williams, then Shakir and Cooper in that order for receiving yardage. I like it. I have no problem with that. I think that makes a lot of sense here. But Amon-Ra, the best odds for 69.5. What are we getting here? Yep, 69.5 are actually Hard Rock Bet. Oh, no. FanDuel's lower. What do we got for FanDuel? Oh, we're a little behind. 70.5? Has this moved? Interesting. Okay. A little bit of line movement there. I don't know if Bally's right. Fliff is 69. Sorry, I'll try to keep my mic or my mouth away from the microphone. PrizePicks 70.5. So PrizePicks up. Underdog, you can still get it at 69.5 right there. But there's, you could see his games. You could see his last 20. If I didn't make that clear that we have all that, and that's all the ones we have available for him. But yeah, he obviously, I don't know if I'd expect this kind of explosive game, but I think we could easily see him land somewhere around here. So if you want to play like an alt line, I think you could see him do something like, give me like, I don't know, 110, somewhere around 110. I think you could see this kind of game from him potentially. I think you could easily see like this kind of game. Look at that. He had like 112 against Minnesota. That would not be that surprising to me. The only thing I think that's really hurting him, honestly, is the reason I think you're seeing these numbers have gone down a little bit is because of the emergence of JMO, really. Like Jameson Williams is a legit pass catcher there now. He's not just like a deep ball threat. So you've got him out there stealing some targets, stealing some yards. And then obviously we've got Laporta. Laporta's a good play this week at only 37.5. I like these two guys. So if I was going to go a guy on each side of the ball, and honestly, Jared Goff, 257 seems high for him, but I know the PropsBot loved him this week. He's the number one play right here at 0.7 confidence score. Jeesh, that's high. But listen, if he gets there, then Amon-Ra had to exceed this, right? Unless Jameson has 200 yards. So let's throw them both in here then. Let's do JMO too, because I think it just, what did we get for that? JMO makes a lot of sense. I'm going to play this one out, and then I'll screenshot this and drop this one in the Discord. All right, touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs. I don't know if I feel good about the Bills side, about who gets a touchdown on the Bills side. Could go Josh Allen. I kind of like this. Am I sick in the head? Is this sick? Oh, Tim Patrick's gotten targets. What was his line at? Is his line at 1.5? You know what? Let's see. Do we have Patrick in here? I don't even know. Not a guy I look up often, I'll be honest, but doesn't have a, no, it's in here. Hold on. No? Why do I not have Tim Patrick? All right, let me look at that. Oh, what a dope I am. It's because when you're under a certain market, it's looking for markets for that player. We do have Tim Patrick. No photo, though. Sorry, Tim. No photo. All right, so we've got Tim Patrick, 29.5 receiving yards, but I think his receptions, just his flat receptions, has been nice. Look at that. Wow, it's at 2.5 now. Can we get a 1.5 anywhere or no? Bally bet. Oh, really juicy. Yep, 2.5 on every book. 2+ isn't bad. You can just do 2+ receptions for the man. Right, I can do that. Tim Patrick. Alt receiving yards. I think I like his receptions. Just 2+. A little extra. Wow, puts us at a plus 5,000. Good point, though, T. You're right. I forget about that guy. He's kind of moved in that Josh Reynolds role. I liked him. I like this play, actually. All right, looking at this right now, other than the fact that it's madness because it's a plus 5,000, and it should be, who sells this parlay? And while you answer that, do me a favor. Smash the like button. I wore a Santa hat, for goodness sakes, okay? Santa's giving out some plays this week, all right? Do me a favor. Just smash the like button, all right? And guys, I haven't looked because my phone's clearly being used for something. Boop, 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 boop. But do me a favor and sign up for the PropsBot, guys. I don't think you're going to be disappointed with this. And again, this is version 1, guys. I don't know if you're familiar with software. I know a couple of people in here are. Pat, I'm looking at you. But version 1 is what it is. It's version 1. This is not the final product, ladies and gentlemen. It's only going to get better. I already have the next idea and the things that are going to be worked on. I already have the roadmap carved out. So, it's only going to get better from here, ladies and gentlemen. So sign up, try it out. Let me know what you think. I need your feedback. I love your feedback. The Discord members have been incredible this week, giving me feedback for everything. JMO sells is what Patrick says. But yeah, truly, guys, I really appreciate all the support. I cannot thank you guys enough. I know that some people watching this that aren't really part of the community at this time, at this moment. Hopefully you guys become that and join us and hang out and come in and chat sports and all things life. But the people that are in the Discord know that like we've got such a great fam. So I am truly, truly appreciative of each and every one of you guys here. And yeah, so JMO sells, huh? Real quick, why do you think he sells? All right, what are we thinking here? Why is it JMO that's got to sell? Oh, we can get his line at 50.5. I'm playing suckers. I'm paying tax here. I'm getting taxed like crazy. 53.5. That's a big difference for a guy that finishes right around here. I don't know. Look at that. You think he sells at that? Look at that. But one thing I'll say is, can I zoom in? No, I can't zoom in. One thing I'll say is, look at this. This line with a guy that averages or gets around 50 yards sometimes is tight. So that 53.5 right here that I'm paying on FanDuel, when I can get it over here at 50.5 on Flip, that matters. Because look at that is the difference between not cashing and cashing against Houston on 11-11. All right. So that matters for a guy like this. Now, when you get up to 100 yards or 300 yards passing for a guy, it might not matter as much. 300 to 305 is not a huge difference, or 300 to 303. But with down here, it matters more, guys. So if you don't know that, or if you haven't thought of that, like when you're playing these smaller bets, or you're doing receptions where there's only the difference between 6 and 7 is winning and losing, that's a small margin of error. That's a small room for error. So if you're looking at a guy when you're talking like passing yardage, okay, you have more wiggle room there. So line shopping, it matters, but it might not matter as much. But when you're playing a guy like Jameson Williams here, it absolutely matters. So get yourself the best odds. Can we get anybody? Can we get a 49.5? Look at that. ESPN bet 49.5. I was wondering if we could. I was wondering if we can get it. Sure enough, 49.5 on ESPN bet. That matters. Take that right there. Because every time I've needed him, he's missed. It's like that sometimes, isn't it? It is like that sometimes. Yeah, I don't disagree. I'm not saying he doesn't sell. You could be right. But what I am saying is I like my chances here. Look at this. Look at this chart. I don't mind it. So if you guys just want the top plays here, just some of the top plays according to PropsBot, we've got Jared Goff, number 1 play, tied with Baker. Baker's got a tough matchup though, so keep that in mind. Baker's got a tough matchup this week. I don't know if I agree entirely. Obviously, the projection's only 173 for him, so the projections might be onto something this week on this play. So you got to look at this. Obviously, all these things are just pieces of the puzzle. See, this is how I would use the projections, guys. This is how I would use both, actually, the projections and the confidence scores. They are a guiding force. They are a starting point. They could be a quick, hey, I don't have a lot of time. I want to place a small unit bet, or I want to place a bet. I'm just going to go with the highest confidence play. That's fine. You could do that too. But where I would use it, what I personally would do is I would look at this. I'd say, okay, what does the AI think is the best play this week? Okay, Jared Goff over Baker Mayfield. Here are some of the best ones. Now let me look at the matchup though. I didn't mean to do that. Baker's matchup, tough matchup this week. Okay, not the best matchup against a Chargers defense. Now we have seen the Chargers defense getting eaten up though, so he could do it absolutely. But maybe not the best. Let me see real quick. Yeah, they ranked 13th against the pass. So middle of the road kind of, but not like the best, not the worst, whatever. That's fine. I don't hate that. Projections, 173. That's a pretty big discrepancy. So now the two of these things together are conflicting. Honestly, might just be a stay away spot. Over here, look at this. Now the confidence for the AI is to the over. Now we were getting a 254. Now it's 261. That seems like it's getting up there, right? But the AI liked the over. Now let me look at what kind of game this is. Okay, Detroit could actually find themselves in a shootout game potentially against another good, very good team, high-scoring offense. Projection, 253. Yes, lower, but not that much farther lower. To me, this screams that okay, maybe the over is the play or stay away, so you don't have to play everything. But if you're going to play this, to me, this is a clear, kind of like a clear stay away, or I personally don't have any strong takes. I'm not going to do anything here. This one right here, to me, it says, okay, the over is looking pretty good. Now let's look at another one or two. Lamar Jackson, 214.5 projection to the under in a game they should be smashing. So I get why the confidence score likes it. I mean, look at this hit rate. Look at his season hit rate. The Giants are not a super, like a team to be really feared or whatever. They're in shambles right now, honestly. The Giants are, yes, a little bit weaker, definitely weaker against the ground game, 26th in the league versus the rush, whereas they're 16th against the quarterback. But I could see this game getting out of hand. 16.5 point spread. So I could see why the projection's low on this one. So this one, I might have to have my own take and take the under. Joe Burrow here. Joe Burrow, 276 is high. That is high. Now, this projection's obviously off. There's something obviously coming in incorrectly, not from the API, but with the props or the projection site. So I'm just going to go ahead and skip that one altogether. Like, you could look into that. For me, I would just do my own research on that one. There's another one, under. So some of these are a little bit wonky. Tua, this is what I would do with Tua, okay? Tua, I would look at it and say, okay, 466 is madness, right? But it is higher. And if the confidence score is higher and this is higher, maybe this game turns into the shootout that I mentioned it could be, and maybe you just take the over. It doesn't have to be 400 yards. But anyways, guys, these are just third-party projections. If we go through this and I use these for, a month, 2 months, 3 months, and I'm not happy with the projections, I'll just switch providers. All that is data that we filter in from another provider, okay? The confidence score is what I care about. That's what I can adjust. That's what I work on, and that's where I'm going to use as my guiding force. But I'm also going to do my own research just like I always have, but it's a great starting point. Look at this. Not a great matchup for Russell Wilson, right? But, I mean, look at this. Look at what he's done. And now you're going to get it. Look at 192 on FanDuel. 192. Whoops. Puts us down to another hit, another cash. He'd cash 9 out of his last 10 if you play this line on FanDuel at a minus 110 to the over. 190. BetOnline.ag is giving it to you at a 190. Great odds there. Might be interesting. BetOnline.ag is 190. I don't have access to that book, though, so I'm just going to play it. If I play this, I'd play it at a minus 192 on FanDuel. Screenshotted it. There you go. Bailey isn't. Bailey isn't the best, but they typically have alt lines by single yard, so you can still grab lines that move with a little juice. Oh, okay, Pete. I didn't know. I'm not familiar with that book at all. Sometimes it's a lot of juice. Sometimes it's merely nothing. That is awesome. That's good to know. Okay, well, that's interesting. If you have access, I think Bailey Bet's only in Colorado, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong there. Guys, we've got 80 people watching across all the platforms. I'm going to call it in a minute here. Do me a favor. Please like the video on your way out and drop me a subscription if you aren't already following. But most importantly, I'm going to pin this one more time. Or it's already pinned, but I'm just going to drop it in again. Where is it? Where can I drop it? There it is. I pinned it again. Do me a favor. Just sign up if you're interested in the PropsBot, okay? If you're interested, if it's not for you, no problem. Appreciate you checking it out. Check it out in, maybe 6 weeks when we have more things that we've added, more features. I have a couple of new features I'm already going to add. I'm already thinking about them. They'll be added. But I want to keep the simplistic layout of it, honestly. Like, that's what's important to me. I like that this is something that can be used by, like, everybody because I think if you're a novice or an intermediate sports bettor, this is easy for you, and you can absolutely use this as you learn, what your process is and how you use it. And then, obviously get yourself the best odds by using the odds shopping feature. You can look at hit rates if you want to play parlays and stuff. That's how I see this being used. If I want to go and I want to see, like, let me see, I'm going to play 225 plus right here. Well, there you go. That's the hit rates he's got for 225 plus. So I can look at it and say, okay, it's a good matchup. He's going to be throwing the ball probably today. I don't think they blow the Bills out. So for a parlay, his line is what, 250, 260 and a half, potentially 254 on other books. I'm going to go ahead and play the 225 plus, and I know he's got a 70% hit rate averaging 250 or 254.2 over that span. That's pretty good. All right. And I can just use this if I want over the last 20. Look at this. Over the last 20, he's averages 261.4. That's higher than the line right now. That's not bad. That tells me that I have a pretty good chance of this bet hitting. It's sports betting, though. Anything can happen. But I just want to share that with you guys. That's how I would use this app. That's how I'm going to use PropsBot.AI. That and, odds shopping and looking for things that stand out. And the next feature I think will be very interesting too. Obviously, we also have unders here. And if you don't want any of these crazy odd plays, just hit straight. And it's going to give you all the plays that, in our opinion, based on best practices, should be played as straight bets. And there they are. The top straight under day actually is CJ Stroud. Under 261.5. Very interesting. Tua's under split there. I got to look at that too. I got to look at that. I mean, honestly, I like the under better. You know what it is? It's probably looking at it, and it runs these independently. So it says Tua's over is this, but Tua's under is this. So honestly, maybe it's just, I think how I would like to use this is I would compare the two. So I'm going to look at that confidence. 0.75 is pretty high confidence. So I'm going to screenshot that for later. And let's see how that one turns out. Joe Burrow, Geno Smith, all these best lines here for the unders are on Underdog. It looks like there's Bovada at a minus 145. Yeah, Underdog's got the best because they pegged their lines at minus 137. Wow, how are you gonna do my boy Anthony Richardson like that? Listen, I don't kind of disagree. Tough matchup on the road. But yeah, look at, they've shifted a little bit. Now the second best play is no longer. Now the second best play, because it's recalculated, is no longer Baker Mayfield. He was the second best play. I'm glad you guys were here for that. If you remember seeing it, he was the second best play right behind Jared Goff. Now it's still Jared Goff, but Jordan Love has bumped up the list. And that is because the odds are shifting. So it takes into account the odds you're going to get, which I think is really important. Because listen, this is sports betting. It's volatile. Okay, guys, if this formula was 100% accurate, I wouldn't be here right now because I wouldn't need to develop an app. I would just have the formula. I bet the formula every week, win all the money, share it with the Discord, and we'd all be rich somewhere. Okay. That's not how this works, obviously. So it is something that is a part of it. It tries to calculate, but it uses the books, guys. I'm getting off on a tangent, but I think it's important. The books already are running all these numbers. They're already using AI in their calculations to set the lines and adjust the lines, and they're constantly adjusting them. So why not harness that power and do the same? So what we do is we're looking at these odds and how they're shifting and recalculating. And I want to say it's every 10 minutes, I believe it recalculates. So as these books update and shift, so does the PropsBot. So now the line you're getting, the odds you're getting on this are not as good or better now for Jordan Love. They're either not as good for Baker or better for Jordan Love. And he's bumped up the list. And now that the odds there, now whatever the odds are now for this play, that's why now it's the second best play on the board is what I'm getting at. Just trust the AI. Oh, man, Sergio, you went from the Colts to the Ravens, which I don't blame you. My brother's a Ravens fan. Ravens are a great team, but followed Peyton to Denver, but Peyton, my all-time favorite player. Very cool, Sergio. Listen, you must love seeing him in all the commercials because he is hilarious, and he is a great, great, great actor and just hilarious. The new app is awesome. Appreciate you, Patrick. I appreciate it. Discord is awesome. It's Hulk super helpful along with everyone in the chat. You need to join up. Yeah, Richie, you're not wrong, buddy. I appreciate you saying that. Everybody in the chat really is awesome. Everybody in the Discord is just great. It's always encouraging every time I hop in there. And I love just catching up and seeing what everybody's chatting about. And it has been great. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's longer than I intended to be here for, but I am going to hop off now and get ready for the day with the family. Hope you guys have an incredible day. PropsBot.AI, please do me a favor. If you haven't already, sign up. If you're watching this video later, click the little link. I'll pin it to the video. And remember, we always try to at least bet smart and win more. And I will catch you guys later.